What's up, all my movie-loving maniacs? This your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor, and I'm back with another movie anniversary with Leon the Professional, which is celebrating its 30th anniversary this month, but it was also a first-time watch from me, so let's review. So Leon the Professional is about this contract killer, or cleaner as he is known in this movie. But anyways, he's a contract killer who takes on this little girl whose family was killed by this corrupt DEA agent, and so he protects her, and then she asks him to teach her how to kill people. But they spend a lot of time together, and they form a sense of family and kinship with each other. Now, of course, this movie is directed by Luc Besson, who is a French director, in which this is one of his earlier roles that gained mainstream success, but he also made movies such as The Fifth Element, the Arthur animated trilogy, The Family, which I think is severely underrated, Valerian, Anna, and Dogma. But a lot of people consider Leon the Professional one of, if not his best movie. And after watching this movie for the first time, I can see why. It's just one of those movies that I've always heard about and people always talk highly about, but for whatever reason, it just flew under my radar. But I had a good opportunity to watch it for its anniversary. And while I'm not over the moon about this movie as everybody else, but I can see why people love this movie. And the main reason why I'm not over the moon about this movie is because of the relationship between Leon and Matilda, and it just made me feel uncomfortable at times. Now, granted, I'm sure a lot of other people feel this way, or maybe they do and they just willing to overlook it for the sake of the brilliance of this movie. But me watching this movie for the first time in my adult life, it just made me feel just slightly icky. Because, like I said, they could have went the way of she takes on a protege and he is her mentor, and she finds a father figure in her, and that's completely fine and justifiably so. Because her family that got killed, with the exception of a little brother, they all treated her like shit. So it's very justifiable why she would find a mentor figure in Leon. And while it's okay to have love and admiration for someone you see as a mentor figure and a father figure, it got to a point where she started seeing him as more than that. You got that scene where they're playing like Guess Who I Am, and then she started dressing up in all the different outfits, and mind you, she's a 12-year-old little girl. And to be fair, his character in the movie, he acknowledges that and he tells her, like, just stop, but. But mind you, this is like the only male figure in her life that was actually nice to her, and plus, she probably didn't have any other boys her age that she could do that with. So I understand why she felt the way she felt about him, but it still doesn't change the fact that it made me feel icky. Aside from all that, you do believe the friendship between the two of them. Both of these people are just broken individuals that find family within each other. And Jean Reno, who plays Leon, he is excellent in this film. Natalie Portman, who plays Matilda in this movie, won her, I believe, her first role. She was excellent in this movie. You can even see in this movie she was destined to become a great actress. But Jean Reno, he even said, like, let me play this as somebody that's not too bright, so that it seems less weird between the relationship between the two of them. But I do like how simple he is. He's just a simple man that just don't want to be bothered. He goes out, do his job, and he goes home, cleans, and makes sure his house is tidy, and then he goes out to a movie. That's basically me. And one of my favorite scenes in this movie with Natalie Portman is when, after she gets home and she sees her whole family is killed, but the people that killed her family, they don't know that. So she goes to Leon's store and she is just begging. It's this scene right here where she is just begging Leon to please open the door, and I come to find out that they spray something in her eyes to make her cry, so it just makes it even more believable that she is just pleading for her life to please open this door. Then you got Danny Aleo in this movie, who plays basically Leon's handler in this movie. He basically hands him all the assignments of people to kill, and he's basically Sal from Do the Right Thing, which is a character he played in another movie, and he even has his own pizzeria. He might as well just play the same character, and after his pizzeria got burned down in Bed-Stuy, he moved on and made a new place in another place in New York. But more on him in a little bit, because of course I gotta mention Gary Oldman. I have never seen him in this movie, but yet it's a movie that I've always heard about him being in, mainly because this particularly improvised line where he says, like, bring me everyone, and then the other dude is like, what do you mean everyone? And he yells, everyone! I've always heard about it, but I never knew the context of that line. But Gary Oldman is a great actor, and see him here, he is just unhinged, and I was loving every bit of it. And yes, he is the villain of this movie, but let's be real. The actual villain is Danny Aleo. I mean, he's not the main villain in this movie, but he might as well be because he basically took Leon under his wing, basically showed him the ropes, but he dipped him of all of his money. He holds all the money, and at the end, after Leon gets killed, and then Matilda, she goes back to him like saying, "I want all the money Leon saved from me," and all he gave her was $100 bills, basically dipping off both of them. He knew Leon wasn't too bright, so he took advantage of that. So basically, the movie villain, and the actual villain. Aside from all the weird stuff, I am glad that I finally watched this joint, though. I thought the film was made excellently by Luc Besson. The performances in here are excellent. In fact, I heard Luc Besson, he made this as a little filler film because he was still developing the fifth element, but to keep his crew busy, he just wanted to make this, and then it became the phenomenon that it was. I'll have to wait and see how this movie sits with me years from now after finally seeing it. But the performances in this movie, particularly Gary Oldman, the filmmaking on display in this movie, the story, I will always like, recognize, and respect this movie for those elements alone. And that's why I'm gonna give Leon the Professional a very mid hard eyes emoji. Again, it's mainly because of all the weird love attraction stuff between Leon and Matilda in this movie that kind of brought this movie down for me. But otherwise, this will be a solid hard eyes emoji from me, but I just had to put it at the middle right there. But that's it for the day. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'm not going to even ask if y'all have seen this movie. Chances are you probably have. But if so, tell me what you think about this movie in the comments section below. Happy anniversary, Leon the Professional. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Peace.